what, it is Alexis, and as you can probably tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be giving tips and tricks to college freshmen this week. So strap in, because this week's video is going to be kind of longer than my usual one. So yeah, let's get started. So before I start, if you don't know me, hi, I'm Alexis. I went to the University of Arizona last year as my first year, and your first year is called freshman year. I lived in the dorms. I wore my lanyard around my neck, so I know a thing or two about a thing or two about being a college freshman. The first thing I wrote down is use Quizlet. If you don't know what Quizlet is, it's this thing that like a crap ton of students use, and you can literally just type your question in and your answer will probably come up for your homework. Now, also what Quizlet does is it makes flashcards, and you can just like scroll through them on your phone. You can go like this, and like it flips, and yeah, but it also gives you the original answer. But then don't just use that, because then you won't learn anything, and yeah, so it's really helpful for giving you answers, but it's also a really helpful study tool, so use it as both. The second thing I wrote down is actually study before your test. The next one is base your schedule off you personally. Don't let your friends be like, no, don't take an 8 a.m. because if you can take an 8 a.m. and you think that you actually can take an 8 a.m., then that's the kind of person you are, and actually do it, because then you'll have your whole day. Another thing I wrote down last year was use the library. I personally didn't go to the library once for my first semester, which was stupid. I actually did go once. It was like the day before my final. And I realized, wow, this actually helps, because when you're in the library, for at least me, it's like, this is a place where I do my work. There's nothing to distract me other than other people, but they have quiet floors in the library. It's like an amazing place, and I went like every single day of second semester. I know at least at my college, and I'm sure at most other universities / colleges, you can rent out rooms, so then you can have just a study room for you and your friends. It's just an all-around great place. Make it your second home. It's great. Next thing is, there's a ton of events on campus, especially at the beginning, catered to freshmen that are like free food. And they're just like, here, have some free food. Here, have this. Here, have a free t-shirt. Go to them. Not only will you meet new people, but it's free stuff. And free stuff is really nice when you realize how much you're spending on college and how much your family is spending on college. The next thing is, if your parents are paying for college for you, thank them 3 trillion times. I have friends whose parents don't pay for them. I have friends, and I personally am so grateful for my parents paying for me, but I don't think I say it enough. In fact, my parents will probably be like, you've never thanked us before. But I think my actions show that I'm thankful. And if not, here's my thank you right now, Mom and Dad. They watch my videos. Shout out to you, Mom and Dad. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I wore my lanyard around campus. That is like a classic freshman thing to do. And my next tip is get a lanyard. I'm not telling you to wear it around campus. I'm telling you to get a lanyard so you know where your keys are at all times. And it's like a bigger thing to know where your keys are, because you get fined if you lose your dorm keys or if you lose your cat card or your like student ID. So get a lanyard with everything on it, so then you'll know where everything is. It'll all be on one little string. Find someone to edit your essays and send those essays to them every single time before you turn them in. Or just find someone each time you have an essay to turn in to make sure you don't make any spelling errors or anything like that. College is like here, and high school is like here. It's very important that you edit your essays. You have a lot more essays due. So like me, I had my grandma edit all my essays. She's good at that stuff. Find someone that's like kind of like smart, like not like, don't go to your dumbest friend to edit your essay. Another important thing is, if you're living in the dorm, set ground rules with your roommate. If you know me personally, you know that me and my roommate got in like a pretty huge fight at the end of the year, and it was because we had no rules. Like at the beginning of the year, it was just like, yeah, whatever, and then the entire year it was like both of us would do things that the other person didn't like, and neither of us would say anything. So that's another thing. Tell your roommate if you're annoyed. Don't just let it boil up till the last month of school. Go to teachers' office hours and tutor hours. They're there to help you. They are like in place to help you. And by teacher, I mean professor, sorry. Office hours makes it so the professor knows you more personally and then wants to help you, because a lot of kids don't go to office hours for whatever reason. And then tutors will help you. There's like tutors set for most of your classes, especially if they're big classes. They're called tutors or TAs or anything. Email them with your questions. Also, read the syllabus at the beginning of each semester, so you know, like, emailing regulations, so you know office hours, so you know stuff like that, because professors often get a little bit angry if you don't read those and then you ask them the questions when you're supposed to ask the TA. It shows that you weren't paying attention and that you didn't do what they asked you to do. And then you're just like kind of down here on their list and they don't want to help you. The last thing that I want to say is, if you don't know what your major is going to be, that is okay. If you don't know your major, even through first semester, even through second semester, I have friends that don't know their major. I didn't know my major until halfway through first semester, which was fine. Like, there's a ton of people that don't know their major. There's a ton of people that are going to change their major after they first say what it's gonna be, so don't worry about that. I know that a lot of people are worried about that, and there's really no need to be. So that's all the things that I wrote down on my list. If you have any other questions for me, I leave my links down below to my Tumblr and things like that. So yeah, that's all for this week's video. I hope you learned something if you're gonna be a college freshman. I hope that you have the best freshman year of college. Freshman year of college was the best thing that's happened to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!